What's going on YouTube? This is Necrostevo and it is time for yet another Wi-Fi battle video. Today's match is against a gentleman by the name of Adrian, who I had the pleasure to meet at GMX last weekend. So, I think he was actually a little, he had been drinking a little bit by the time we had this battle, so I knew it was going to be an interesting match. And you know a skilled player when they can play Pokemon, even after they've had a couple of drinks. So, yeah, just starting off the match here, I have quite a few new pokes that I wanted to try out. Starting up first is Scolipede with the new ability in the form of Speed Boost, and I believe it also gets a slight attack bump as well, up to base 100 I believe. I just wanted to give it a shot. So this is Adamant, Max Speed, Max Attack, Scolipede. I believe also have Max HP and Max Defense. So carrying the Focus Sash, he starts off with Imposter Ditto and goes for Protect. We both ended up going for Protect. I figured that his Ditto did not have Focus Sash. I didn't know what item he had, but Scarf was most prominent last gen. That doesn't mean much this gen. I ended up just going for Rock Slide, thinking that I could hit my own Scolipede. His Ditto transformed into my Scolipede pretty hard. And he brings in Aerodactyl, probably predicting the Earthquake there. Which is fine by me because that means I don't have to deal with Mega Aerodactyl. So now he's going to go back out in the Ditto. My Sash is still intact. Or rather, it isn't. I'm sorry. I think I have Life Orb this battle. We had a couple of matches, excuse me. I ended up going out into Steelix just to wall any hit he would go for. Even if he went for Earthquake, this is a specially defensive Steelix, but it has nice natural physical defense. So I knew I could take any hit, set up my Stealth Rocks, and then maybe phase some things around. Also, I didn't really care that his Ditto was getting the speed boost there that way. At the same time, I'm not really worried about him outspeeding and KOing me or anything like that. Now, he goes out into Rotom. I didn't know if this was like the standard Rotom kind of that you saw a lot fit gen. That's the nice thing about new generations. You kind of see people using things in new ways, especially with the limited tools that we are forced to use right now. And he just goes straight for Hydro Pump, which doesn't really give me that much information about Rotom. And of course, without Sturdy, I'm not going to live that hit. So I figured I could take 1 or 2 hits with my Klefki, and I figured he would think that I was bulky, so I figured I'd T-Wave the switch in, but he actually just stays in. And he shows me that he has his own T-Wave, so that was a little unfortunate. Of course, for those of you who don't know, Thunder Wave does not affect electric types. You can't paralyze electric types, rather. This Thunderbolt doesn't really do that much. So that tells me he's probably a more bulky set. I decided to set up the Rain for my Dragonite on the off chance that I would get a chance to do some sweepy. But unfortunately, I don't really get a chance to do that. I was trying Dragonite out without the weakness policy because I have a weird hasty nature max speed one. So here I'm just going to lay up some spikes before I go down. Klefki is holding Damp Rock, so it will be able to keep the Rain up for quite a couple turns there. And I actually get up all my layers of spikes, fortunately, because he overpredicts and goes for the Hidden Power Ice, I believe that was. And so now Klefki's going to go down, and I'm going to try to bring in Dragonite here to do some, a decent amount of damage here. I figured he would just paralyze me, but I really wanted to see how strong this Dragonite was without using the weakness policy. I know it's a very popular set. Here it actually would have helped out a lot. But I just wanted to test it out. I didn't have a damage calculator on me at the time, no internet on me at the time, and I really just wanted to see what was going on with that. So seeing how well he took that Thunder attack, I decided to go for a physical attack, and it turns out that he's probably a specially defensive build, which is fine by me. Now he goes out into his Ditto, gets hurt by the spikes, and then transforms into my Dragonite. And this is why I didn't bother setting up a Dragon Dance. This Dragonite has your Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Hurricane, and Thunder. Hasty with mixed offenses, and I managed to win the speed tie right there. And fortunately, the entry hazards helped break the multi-scale that he transforming into my Dragonite would have had. Now here's where the weakness policy would have really helped out here because uh, I just slash comes in here. I knew it was going to King Shield, so I didn't really want to be bothered with that. I just go for Dragon Dance. I didn't think that going, and maybe I need to put Earthquake on this Dragonite just so that it can handle those I just slashes because Hurricane is kind of overpowered in its own right. But anyways though, Thunder just really does not cut it while this thing is in defensive form. And yes, I only have about 196 special attacking EVs with a hasty nature, so max speed. But still, I was expecting it to do a little bit more than that. Now the rain does stop here. I didn't really want to take a +2 anything with anything on my team, and since the rain is no longer up, I figured I'd just death fodder my Dragonite. I don't remember who on Twitter told me to name my Dragonite Swagonite, but yeah, the name works, you know. I was just looking for nicknames. I have, this will be my 6th Dragonite set, so I've bred quite a few Dragonites, so I've kind of used up all the good nicknames I had in mind already. Anyways, though, I managed to hit the Thunders, which is kind of a miracle, because the rain is no longer up, and he just goes for that +4 Shadow Sneak, which that was some impressive damage there. I know I'm running a hasty nature, but Shadow Sneak is still a very weak move. So at this point, I didn't really know what to go into. I needed something that could live a Shadow Sneak, so I decided to go with Deadeye. I knew he would probably just scout with the King's Shield because he doesn't really have any reason not to. He gets leftovers from that, and he can see what move I'm going for. I just go for Dark Pulse. It can kind of hit anything on his team hard. He has a couple of Pokemon in the form of Zoroark and Malamar that resist it or take neutral damage from it. But at the same time, they don't really want to switch into it. So he's going to go for the +4 Shadow Sneak here. I figured Deadeye could take it just because of how I've seen it take powerful attacks before. It's not especially bulky. It just seems to be just bulky enough, which is good enough for me. And this, I'm running Choice Scarf on it again in this battle. So he's going to go out into Malamar, which is actually his Zoroark. He played this very well because I figured I could just get a good neutral hit off on the Malamar. And the Pointed Stones digging in didn't give me a clue as to that being in the Zoroark there, because it's neutral on both. And so I failed to KO the Zoroark with the resisted Dark Pulse. Had I realized that was Zoroark, I definitely would have switched out there. I end up getting the flinch. That's not going to matter too much, just with the outcome of the rest of the battle here. I go out in the Scolipede just to hopefully take an attack if he's, because I doubt he was going to go for Flamethrower on a Water type. All of that, with me being at that low HP, that probably would have worked out pretty well, actually. And I'm going to Protect to get my speed boost, and then I know I can outspeed the Zoroark there, because he switched moves, which means that he's not scarfed or anything. Earthquake is a good general coverage move for the couple of Pokemon he has left here, and there's no need to risk missing Mega Horn or Rock Slide if I don't need to, because those moves are very prone to missing. And fortunately, I have just enough HP after the hit to live the Life Orb recoil there. Malamar comes in, and I knew that it was quad weak to the Mega Horn, and all I needed to do was hit it, really. I think this is the only thing he had left. We had a really interesting match where we got to see Malamar come in on some Sticky Web Entry Hazard, and watch it do a little bit of sweeping there as a -1 speed on Contrary makes the speed go up a stage. So I'm actually going to end up winning that battle just because I kept my Clauncher alive. And I think I still have Mega Pinsir in the back as well. So that was a good match. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing a couple new Pokemon that I was working on there. And I'll have another battle up tomorrow. And I hope you guys enjoyed the match. If you guys would like to see me use any Pokemon that you haven't seen used a lot, mention it in the comments. I've had a lot of fun just kind of not really making teams, but just throwing things together based almost purely off of, okay, this thing is this type, this thing is this type. Okay, good. They can swap between each other. It ends up being kind of hyper offensive because I haven't trained up a lot of walls. But if there are Pokemon you all would like to see, I'm interested in those. That way I can go ahead and consider them and make a set for them. I know I have Meowstic that I'm making a set for. I also need to breed and train up. Oh no, I have 2 different Meowstic sets, one for the male, one for the female. I have a Furfrou set that I want to do to take it just to kind of see how bulky it is with that ability it has. And I just finished a Go-Goat set, which takes hits amazingly well. Go-Goat is not to be underestimated. So you guys will be seeing a little bit of that in the future there. And Oh, I also have a Swalot that I finished. That's what I'm uploading tomorrow. So you guys need to tune in tomorrow to see Swalot do some work on some teams. So I hope you guys enjoy this battle, and I will see you all later. Bye now.